You received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now. Touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out and box. Good luck.
In a house in Seattle, he is expecting the weight and said he is going to shot. Steadfast in terms of using his jab. You know, David Benavidez is sparring with the likes of Gennady Golovkin at 15 years. This fight, win or lose, will look to become a three-time world champion, and he hasn't even ever. There's a left hook to the body by Benavidez. Back comes Angulo. Benavidez so tall, powerful. Years ago, over 5 years ago, why they decided, based on what this young man and David Benavidez can upwards up to 230 as a young man. A jab. There's a thud upon Alexis Angulo. Yes, sticking that jab in. Angulo is a little bit more shy than usual because of the fact that he realizes he has a head. Over a minute has come off the clock. There's a nice right by David Benavidez. There's a right to the body by David Benavidez. Nice left hook by Benavidez. Love how he's sticking and pressing that jab. And good work now by Alexis Angulo, who's trying to crop. A left hook by the 23-year-old in Benavidez. There's a right that connected, back it up. Alexis Angulo, I feel like Benavidez knows he has Angulo hurt. He goes right back on the offensive. A left hook to the body by Benavidez. Benavidez really starting to open up, and that could be troublesome for Alexis Angulo. Right to the body. Down before he tastes the canvas officially. Benavidez, another one. Crushing shots by the former champion. Vicious left hook to the body by Benavidez. On in his favor. Alexis Angulo, the only time he fought for a world title was against Gilberto Ramirez. Is back on the ropes. It's a steady jab by Benavidez. A right to David Benavidez gets proper leverage behind his punches. And couple that with being heavy-handed, that's a recipe for disaster for David Benavidez's opponents. Sticking the jab is There's a jab by Benavidez. We're over that. Has in his mind to make this a quicker night than usual at the office. There's a left hook. Wins for David Benavidez over Ronald Gavril twice. Anthony Durrell, Benavidez feels that he is among the. There's a left hook to the body that got through the guard of Alexis Angulo. But it's scheduled for 12. Don't know if it'll last that long, to be honest. Willow is so tough and durable. There's a right hand by Benavidez. Benavidez setting up his power shot. Benavidez. A left hook. As we are. As he isn't throwing with as much frequency as he did in the first round. Largely important. Been getting pounded upon. And essentially right now he's a moving target for Benavidez. That old mindset, you're going to have to deal with some WBC Super Middleweight Championship is vacant. Angulo can still win the world title, so this is a championship fight for Alexis Angulo. A left hook to the body by Benavidez for the Phoenix, Arizona native. And it left here in the fifth. Oh, what a vicious right to the...
Time!
On 6, this one is scheduled for 12. Of Alexis Angulo, just 23 years of age. And he's already been a two-time world champion. Angulo needs to do something to try. That is easier said than done, especially when you have someone like and the ring IQ to get around your guard and throw big power shots that shake the core of your foundation. There's a left hook to the body. Johnny Callis warning Benavidez about it up. Alexis Angulo. At what point, if you're Pedro Diaz, do you start to think, okay, my fighter's taking too much punishment? I think we're getting to that point there in the 6th. I think we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, you are getting pounded and beat up on. And he's still throwing punches, but having a battle like this. But Benavidez is really starting to open up and connect. It is just target practice inside the ring with David Benavidez using his full arsenal here tonight. There's a look at this combination. This is remnants of what he did against. More comfortable here. There's a right.
Time.
It is Angulo. You always have a puncher's chance, especially with the knockout percentage that he has. But if you're David Benavidez, really try to finish this matchup off. Angulo not doing too much. He fights in small spurts, does Angulo, and he's got to try to use his sort of get through the guard of Benavidez and press him on the ropes. And here is David Benavidez, who avoided that. He spun off the ropes and put himself right back in the center of the ring. Power shot thrown by Angulo, blocked by Benavidez. Benavidez answered right back. Mixes in his uppercut as well. Does the 23-year-old. 100 seconds left here in the 7th. The 7th. David Benavidez. The left hook to the body. Johnny Callis watching the action. I think this could get close to potentially being stopped if it continues at this rate. Several rounds. Final moments of the 7th. It is all, look at David Benavidez just tee off upon Alexis Angulo. This one is scheduled for 12. In this fight, just moment. Angulo. I'm curious to see if Benavidez now starts to walk that drove Angulo on the ropes, and now if Benavidez starts to throw a combination, it could signal the end of the fight. There's a jab by Benavidez and an uppercut during that exchange as well. This is when Angulo's got to go to work. Uppercut. Some body work by Angulo. But back comes Benavidez. Benavidez now in the southpaw stance. Oh, there's a vicious right hook to the body. And Benavidez backs up. Now he goes back to conventional. Continues to wail upon Alexis Angulo during this fight. In a minute of the fight collectively. Angulo now starting off with more shots to the body by David Benavidez. There's a left hook to the body by Angulo. As we have 100 seconds to go. Angulo is a tough customer. I will give him that punishment. And here's a guy at the hands of Gilberto Ramirez, and David Benavidez is making him look subpar tonight.
Keep him up, David. Keep him up.
There's a big right hand left to the body. Big right hand by David Benavidez. And Benavidez. There's the left down. All right, Benavidez followed by a left hook to the body by Benavidez. But back comes Angulo. It is total domination for Benavidez. Coming up on round 10, this one's trying to do something to change the complexity of this. For the start that we saw, I would say you're probably wrong. But we have been surprised by the durability. I'm not surprised by the toughness, but man, can Alexis Angulo take a shot? Now he's really applying the pressure. But back comes Benavidez. A lead right hand, connected, followed by a left hook.
Don't hold his head, David.
Benavidez starting to really tee off on Alexis Angulo. Left hook to the body, a right to the body. More work and body devastated by Benavidez. Just over the 50% part of the 10. Big, heavy power shots. All right, uppercut. I mean, and as you look at this matchup, Angulo direction imaginable. At what point does Pedro Diaz say, come on, live to fight another day? Because, I mean, aesthetically, it hasn't done much when it comes to cuts, but oh man, that's a big shot. Backed up on Angulo, who dropped his hands. And Johnny Callis may want to get in there. A left hook that connected by Angulo. But Johnny Callis may want to get in there and possibly stop this fight. Right uppercut. Benavidez potted away upon Angulo, jarring his head. Now Johnny Callis shook. Man, Angulo was getting pounded. You saw his head snap back on several occasions during that exchange, and his face is starting to swell. It's
Johnny Callis stops the contest upon request of the corner. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is still undefeated. El Bandera Roja David Benavidez.
Unbelievable.